Good afternoon, Players family. Thanks for tuning in to our social media pages once again to check out our latest edition of Richland Players Celebrity Coffee. I'm your host, Hazel Kwak. With us today is volunteer Terry Knox. Terry will be starring in our next show, Doublewide'e Texas, which is our season's opening show. So, the last 2 years have been tough for theaters all over the world. And with what we've experienced in this pandemic, what can you tell our audiences about Doublewide'e Texas that speaks to community?
Well, it's about a community. It's about a small community, and the people banding together to try to survive. And there's not any great overreaching philosophical message to it. It's just that these are some pretty interesting folks, and they live pretty interesting lives, trying to keep one another going.
I like that. When times are tough, you stick together. I like it. And when we compare this show to others that we produced on the Players stage, Doublewide'e Texas is unique because it's double casted. This show is directed by Randy Milligan, who is president for Richland Players, and we've double casted this show, and it's casted with a lot of newcomers to the stage and a lot of new volunteers behind the scenes. This is really exciting. But as an actor, character development can be tricky. Are there any pointers that you can give as a seasoned actor?
Well, it's a very nice way to phrase it. First of all, regarding the volunteers, that community theater anywhere survives on the blood and sweat of volunteers. A great example of that is there's a young woman who works on this production named Amber, and 6 months ago she came for the first time and worked in a show here backstage. And last night, getting ready to rehearse, she stood amongst the cast and told us where we should be, when we should be there in order to do what she wanted us to do on Saturday morning. And I thought, well, now you talk about upwardly mobile. The environment for a volunteer at our little theater is a pretty good place to learn and prosper. And as far as anything I can say about working with double cast, it's really my first experience with it, and it was out of necessity because of COVID. But happily, it worked out for me because my other half is a very accomplished Spider Isaacson, and he's a great actor, and he plays my role on the Saturdays and Sunday afternoons. So it worked out peaches and cream for me. So I think that's pretty much the case with everyone. I think everyone's pleased with their other half. And it was tricky because we cut our rehearsal time in half, and so unless you want to sneak in and watch the other people rehearse your role, which I've done, and yeah, you miss out on some time on stage. That's the only drawback. Well, it's not the only drawback, but that is a drawback.
But it sounds like this show in particular, and how it's casted, there's a lot of collaboration with one another and working together to really put things together. Sounds like.
Yeah, thank you for noticing that. That absolutely is necessary. It doesn't always happen. It doesn't.
So.
But it's increasingly necessary in order to keep theaters going now. But we had that in this. Both casts are working hard together, and they're working with one another. So yeah, I'll take a yeah on that.
The one great thing about Doublewide Texas is that it's one of the many great things is that it's double casted, and so you've got a Friday and Saturday night, and then your Sunday, and there's 2 casts to come see. So don't just come and see it once, come and see it twice or 3 times.
But if you're only going to see it once, think about the evening before. What a great way to spend an evening.
So, aside from doing your volunteer work here at Richland Players, are there any other charity work or causes that you support here in the Tri-Cities community?
Well, I always hate to talk about that kind of thing because without virtue signaling and all that. And I'm not a religious man, but if there's a heaven, and if I'm ever going to get anywhere close to it, it will be because I rescued 17 dogs down in LA. I had my own little dog rescue I had a loft downtown, pretty rough area. That's where people would come to dump their animals off. And so I couldn't go jogging without a leash, or sometimes I have to take the shoelaces out of my shoes to make it a little leash to get the dog home. And I had a little makeshift shelter there. I found homes for 15 of those dogs. There were 2 of them that had to be put down. It's a pretty rough life for dogs in an area like that. So yeah, that's my charity.
Oh, but it sounds like there are what you said, 17?
17. Well, they're not alive now because that was a few years ago, but
I believe in a place called, because I'm a dog lover, and I'm sure there are lots of people in our Richland Players family who are animal lovers. I believe in a place called Rainbow Bridge, and that's where your pets go when they pass away. So you will see them again someday.
Well, there's one of them I don't want to see. Wherever he is, let him stay there.
So here's another question for you. You've starred on the stage, and you have starred on the screen for TV and for movies. So if you were to pick a role from those 3 places, what would be your absolute favorite role?
Well, first of all, I don't like that word star. I'm just not comfortable with it. I mean, I'll take whatever glamour you want to throw at me, but I was never a big deal. I was a medium deal. I was a working actor, and I'm proud of the work I've done. Most of it, but that's what I did. And you asked me my favorite role in television. It would have been the Tour of Duty show because that was my show. I mean, it was like I was the guy, number 1 on the call sheet, but we had an ensemble cast, and we all worked together. So I was first among equals. Is that how they say it? But the most exciting was when I first got St. Elsewhere, because that was my first job, really. And I got a pass. I had a pass to go on to the lot, and I was walking because I didn't have a car then. I took the bus to the studio on Radford out in the valley. I took the bus from Vine Street in Hollywood, and I didn't want anyone to know that I didn't have a car. And so everyone would get in their cars to leave from their parking spots, and I would walk around the corner. I'd catch the bus over there on Ventura Boulevard, and I remember once Howie Mandel pulled up when I was sitting there waiting for the bus. He goes, "Terry, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm waiting for a friend." He goes, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Wow." But I didn't have a car then. That's my story. I'm sticking to that one.
Well, later in our season here at Richland Players, and our season is titled There's Life in Theater, you are going to be on the stage in your own production, a one-man show. Can you tell us a little bit about that without giving away too much?
Well, I like to talk, and I have some stories to tell that I've accumulated along the way. And I'm pretty sure they'll be interesting enough for the people to watch and be entertained by them. They're pretty good stories, and they're true stories. And being true doesn't always mean they're good stories, but these are okay. And I'm hoping people will come. It's called You Never Know, Hollywood Tales by Terry Knox.
So another show that you definitely have to come see this season here at Richland Players. Players family, thank you so much for checking in with us again for another season and another edition of Celebrity Coffee. DoubleWide'e Texas opens in just 2 weeks. The show runs September 2nd through September 18th, so 3 weekends. And more than just one night that you should come and see DoubleWide'e Texas, because there's 2 casts for you to come and enjoy watching. So tickets are on sale right now at your Richland Players box office or at www.richlandplayers.org. Thanks for watching.
And I didn't get a cup of coffee out of this deal.
But I brought you a bottle of water.
Thank you.
But I'll always bring you fruit snacks. My kid loves to bring you fruit snacks.
Okay.
Bye for now.